Ambitious,
collaboration,
hands-on, hardworking,
opportunity, passion,
creative,
inspiring,
the innovation.
I honestly would not have traded this for the world.
What is SNR?
It's unlike anything else I've ever experienced.
It's not just fashion students or fashion-based students. And SNR, I think, as a whole, is just all about collaboration and creating the next new thing.
We create a fashion show here at Marist that showcases all the senior designers' looks. It is all student-run, all student-based, student everything.
It's not the traditional classroom that people expect, which is why it's so great.
We are these 39 students putting together not only a runway, but all of these promotional assets. It really is a professional experience.
A chaotic mess of collaboration that somehow works in the most beautiful way possible. That's what SNR is.
I knew that coming to Marist, this was definitely something I wanted to be involved with. And from the minute I stepped into the class, I knew it was like the best decision I had made for myself.
There hasn't been a lecture in SNR. Everything has been hands-on experience, and it's a class that I've learned the most in. Like, I got to do things that I would have never been able to do in a traditional classroom. And like, I've worked with like real production companies, and they look at me like I'm equal to them.
If you asked me back then, like, I had no idea that I would like be here right now.
Honestly, overall, this class has helped me develop in a way professionally and personally that I never could have imagined. Like, I look at myself in the past 3 years that I've been in the class, and I know that like my freshman year self would not recognize my senior year self, but I know that she would be so proud of her.
It's a level of innovation that doesn't exist anywhere else at Marist.
My name is Julia Mazzella, and I'm the Student Communications Director for SNR 36. As the Communications Director, I'm in charge of our communications team, and I host our podcast, I edit our newsletter, I also edit our blog. I deal with all of the VIP and press relations. Another really exciting thing we've done is PR boxes, so I really wanted to work closely with influencers, especially ones that have great affiliations with Marist, whether they're alumni or they've worked with us before.
We're so excited. The first ever SNR PR box is finally completed.
And we're ready to send these out tomorrow to all our influencers.
Woo!
So SNR is completely different than any other class that I've taken at Marist. You're doing pretty much all of your work outside of class. This is the most industry-focused class that I've taken at Marist, and definitely the class that I feel like prepared me the most to go into the industry. My name is Sophia DiMaselli, and I'm the production director. As the production director, you oversee the production team. So there's a logistics team, a wardrobe team, and a model team. We love to incorporate students in the show because we are a student-run production, so it's so great to have student models. We have one day where we have all these students come, we check them in, we take pictures, we watch them walk, we measure them, and yeah, it's a really cool thing to see so many students come out. This year was our first year. We had like over 150 students come out to it, where compared to last year we had like 70, so it was a great turnout. And it's definitely tricky because you see, you know, people you know on campus. You have to take a step back and think of it as this is also something very professional. My name is Hannah Hawkshurst, and I'm one of the production directors. I focus more on the model side, whereas my co-director Sophia focuses on wardrobe side, and then we kind of come together logistically. One of my dreams was to have professional models, and being able to fulfill that is just like, I'm so excited to see it come to life.
SNR is this platform for opportunity, and I don't want to say like SNR is this trial and error, but it really is, and it prepares you so much. My name is Barbara Marciano, and I am the branding director for SNR 36. It is this multi-channel experience that really has an impact on Marist and the greater community and, you know, even our people at home. With any brand, you need to have some sort of identity that resonates with the audience. So was the initial goal of the branding team. And then we kind of took on, you know, that event aspect. So making sure that things were on brand and, you know, we could kind of like go through our different events, but like Zumba was really just for community and to have fun and do something different. It really became its own entity because we realized, all right, we have the brand, we have all of these different components, and we're a fashion show.
Getting ready for shoots is stressful. You never know what the weather's going to be like, especially this year that we were shooting outside and having to move shoots and having to be so weather reliant. Overall, I think like this year we had a lot of challenges with the weather and like location, and it was finding a way to get it done no matter what happened. My name is Alejandro Basalo and I am the digital media director for Silver Needle Runway. This year, having to delegate the work was one of the hardest things that I faced. It's really hard to put into words because like you think leading is one thing, but it's a completely different other thing, and every team is different. Every year is different.
I was so excited because this was my dream since senior year of high school, and I've made it all this way, which is kind of really special. My name is Caitlin, and I'm this year's creative director of the 36th annual Silver Needle Runway Show. My role as the creative director is to come up with a theme and then create a virtual fashion show, promo videos, and make sure that everything stays cohesive all the way up until the actual show, and making sure everything's staying on brand, which I do with the help of the branding director, Barb. We're moving into a big digital space, so I knew I wanted the runway to look somewhat digital. So we wanted to do a huge immersive digital experience.
You know, I had this vision of really showing more of like behind the scenes of SNR. I wanted to use platforms such as TikTok to really grow and expand and show our prospective students that are coming to Marist, but also other fashion students and also industry professionals that we are these 39 students putting together not only a runway, but all of these promotional assets. It really is a professional experience. My name is Kelly Allen, and I am the social media and website director for SNR 36 this year. This really is a really big position to kind of step into because being a social media website director, everyone is kind of looking at you and you're promoting the show.
Dream, although it's a broad name, it like really encapsulates everything that SNR is all about.
Even though we are getting older into adults, like you could still have dreams and make those dreams a reality.
Dream to me means possibilities. It can mean possibilities for our design students. Dream also means possibilities for our producing students, and they all come from various backgrounds, graphic design, merchandising, communication, film, journalism, what possibilities they can have in this class and how they can make their own dream happen.
My hope is that it will truly open people's minds and the message will get across, and I hope people, when they walk away from SNR, will realize that and take the initiative to see what's beyond.
To travel or to meet new people or to fly a plane or go to space, you know, those things aren't out of reach. I knew we wanted to do this kind of carnival-esque event, and we were trying to figure out how we would incorporate Dream with that.
Hi, welcome to our SNR PR Activation Dream Fest. There's a ton going on. We've got food, music, everyone's hanging out, and it's just a really awesome day to celebrate SNR, show people what we're all about, and just be in the center of campus.
And this year, something else really exciting that we're doing is our PR installation.
And on the door, we're incorporating our social media campaign, the SNR Dreamers. So we really want to share this with the Marist community.
We wanted everybody to kind of sign the door with like what their dream is and just inspire people to chase after those dreams that they have and then walk through the door of your dream.
it put our name right in front of everyone's faces. It totally blew away my expectations.
The visuals and the creative have changed a lot. We wanted it at first to be super surrealist, and we based it off of a lot of other fashion shows, and then it's now been kind of refined to a more like pretty dream and a lot simpler, just so the fashion really shines through and it doesn't get distracting. But we started off with a lot of different ideas, and with the creative team and the rest of the class, we were able to refine it a little bit further. I mean, our team talked a lot about like what we wanted it to be, and the color scheme was a huge thing as well.
The message was always the same, is we wanted to have somebody that kind of looked lost in another world, kind of like in their own bubble, and then they kind of woke up in this like beautiful greenery, and like you go from winter to like beautiful green spring-ish, a lot of color correction.
I think the virtual show is so special because it's something for our class to do, and it's a great portfolio piece for the designers and even for the models. We all get this like super special video. We needed tarps, we needed pop-up changing tents, which we've never had to deal with because we usually have somewhere to change the models. Taping all the shoes, getting shoe covers, making sure the models knew what was going to be happening. We were lugging chairs all the way around. We had to get snacks and waters, making sure everyone was okay.
So one of the things that I really loved about the location for this year's virtual show, number one, it's local, and it's us celebrating the Hudson Valley. I mean, the Hudson Valley is so beautiful in so many ways, and that we can incorporate something that's 20 minutes down the road from Marist that can be so magical is a great way to be part of and celebrate our community here.
I think I have grown as a person immensely. I don't think I would have grown this much just being at Marist if I wasn't in SNR. We've gone from just a runway show to all these digital aspects. So now we have the virtual, the real physical show, the lookbook, the documentary, everything. It's just kind of elevated our brand.
And at the end of the day, we're still college students and we're still learning. And I think it's important to realize that, like, even though we want to be the best, we also have to understand that we have to learn to be the best. And I think that's like the hardest part, is like when you have a vision for something and it doesn't turn out the way you want, it doesn't mean it's a failure, it's just a learning experience, and it's that makes the class so like beautiful.
I just want to make sure that I'm like always working with people that make me feel as driven and feel as alive as I do with like the SNR team. Like having the people that like understand.
The class has given me the most at Marist. It's been the best experience of my entire life. So I'm gonna miss it a lot. I'm gonna miss a lot of things.
I think it's great to see, like, in my senior year, like, to finally to have like a completely normal show, and like I'm just really excited.
And like everyone just working together to create something so beautiful. I think that's what I'm gonna miss most. Like the passion that these people have is just unmatched. I'm really gonna miss it.
People who are watching this that might want to be in SNR to know that you can do anything you want to do and anything is possible. And I think that's what really makes fashion show production so unique, is that everyone in the class is so talented, has so many different skills, has so many different backgrounds, and we can all bring it and come together and produce something so amazing that is so unique to this school.
It's not easy, you all know in the class, you know, It's not easy, but also I want to congratulate everybody here. Like, regardless what happened today, it's going to be amazing, right? We all work so hard. You all work so hard. I couldn't be prouder of all your work. And I just want to say that you all impressed me. You all carried yourself with such maturity. So, I'm really, really proud of all the work that you guys have done, and it's going to be amazing.
Production backstage.
So my hope is that the audience, be it in person or virtually or through the live stream or looking at our lookbooks or listening to our podcast or reading our letters, is that they connect with the story and they take something away.
But I think honestly this class has prepared me so much that I'm so ready for it. After this year, I feel like I can handle anything.
Yeah, it's really original and it's something really different that they've never done before, And it's awesome.
Okay, Grace.
Yes?
At the end of the show, when the designers come out, I'm giving you my headset, and you're going to send the designers out, and then you're sending the directors out. Okay.
She's probably in Crucifix. She's in Caitlin Crucifix. Blue turtleneck. Cut out.
If you're walking down the runway, you are in the middle, and if someone is walking back, they're walking around you. You're not walking around them. So the person who's walking down the runway has the right of way. The people who are walking back need to move out of the center. Because we're missing you guys in the light, we want to make sure that everyone can see you in the light.
Okay.
He's fine. We need these four. We need Rebecca Vice to run her own entire.
I think that really embodies SNR is this drive to keep going and to not let any dilemma or any frustration get in the way of anything.
What's the worst thing that happens? You fail, okay, but at least you tried. What's the best case scenario? Your dreams become a reality.
So I think what I'm going to miss most about SNR is just having this incredible space to be creative and work with other people who are just as creative as you are. So that's definitely what I'm going to miss the most.
And also dream means the possibilities for our audience, what a prospective student may see when they're attending the show and, oh my God, this is a dream that I want to accomplish 4 or 5 years down the line when I'm a senior at Marist. So yeah, dream just means possibilities for everybody involved.
Life could be a dream, life could be a dream. Do, 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 shaboom. Life life could be a dream. If I could take you up in paradise up above. If you would tell me I'm the only one that you love, life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and open we'll meet again, boom. Ding dong, ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang. Oh, 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 bip, a bip, a do, a dip. Oh, life could be a dream. If only all my precious plans would come true. If you would let me spend my whole life loving you, life could be a dream, sweetheart.
Every time I look at you, something is on my mind. If you do what I want you to, maybe we'd be so fine.
Oh, life could be a dream. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, then tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hope we'll meet again, boom, boom. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream, sweetheart. Shaboom, if I could take you up in paradise up above. Shaboom, and tell me, darling, I'm the only one that you love. Life could be a dream. Sweetheart, hello, hello again. Shaboom, and hope we meet again. Boom, boom, boom. Ding dong, ding dong, a lang, a lang, a lang, a lang, oh, oh, bip, a bip, a do, a dip. Oh, life could be a dream. Life could be a dream. Do, 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 do.